Good morning! Today we're going to learn how to publish your NPM node library to the NPM registry through the use of GitHub workflows to save you plenty of time and annoyance when trying to publish your freaking libraries. I found that annoying, so once workflows came out, I'm like, what? Anyways, so let's just get to it. We have this example package that I created. It's called example publish npm. It does nothing besides just printing out a string. Just doing some random checks, just trying to be funny, I guess. I don't know. You'll see it once I share the GitHub link. Feel free to just look at it and leave random comments. All it does is says, welcome to Meroware instance. So that's all it does. So what's gonna happen is that GitHub workflows, when you push your repo to a PR, to master or whatever your branch is, it picks up this directory and called GitHub. Within that GitHub, you'll see a directory called workflows, and within there is we're going to create our publish pipeline. So going to workflows, gonna call it publish package. Why publish package? It doesn't really matter. It's YAML file. So yep. Ooh, I created a directory instead of an actual. Ha 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 ha. It's my fault. Cool. So we're gonna open that file in our VS Code. The first thing that the package asks for is a name. That's what's gonna be the name of our workflow. So we're just gonna call it the same thing, publish package. And it doesn't have to be actually, it can just be whatever you want it to be. Publish package. Then our next thing is like what's going to trigger, or I should say not trigger, but are there any events or anything that will happen to make this pipeline run? GitHub Workflow supports cron jobs, eventing if you do the API calls, and a bunch of other things like pushing to master or whatever. We're just gonna focus on releases because that has to do with what we're trying to do. So if we go to releases, release types, cool. Release types, then you'll see publish, created, edited, but they have a list here. That they're talking about, like there's publish, unpublished, created, edited, release, and pre-release. This has everything to do with actually releasing code. When you go into GitHub and you go to tags, for example, we have no tags right now. But if I were to create a release and actually create it, that will do that. If I publish the release, it will trigger the publish and the created. If I unpublish the release or delete it, it will basically trigger those. And feel free to just play around with that. It depends on whatever you want to do. Just play with it, create a sample repo and just do it. So we'll just go back to our code and we'll just do release. Not release, what I'm talking about. Publish. Why publish? I just pick one. We're just going to publish the release and it'll be fine. Within that, after you do the on, which is our trigger, we're going to have jobs. Jobs, you can have different jobs that happen at the same time. And then basically what will happen is that you can have different things. In our case, we're going to have two jobs, one to run our CI and one to run our actual publish NPM. Our CI will basically just run the linter, but that will could be any testing or anything else that you want to do pre-publishing. And we're going to make publish npm job wait for that CI job to complete successfully before triggering. So we're just gonna go and we're gonna hit CI, then runs on. Yeah. Sorry, I haven't had like coffee this morning and finally have it, so it's like, oh, so good. Okay, so where were we? Runs on. So cool. So we're gonna call Ubuntu latest. That's just the image that it's going to use. And then each workflow has steps. So each step is like it's going to run one after another within the same job. So the first thing that it's going to do is going to what is it called? Uses, which is going to check out your code. So we do actions, check out v2. That's basically actions checkout is a GitHub Actions that was created by GitHub to check out your code. And if you just leave it line without actually specifying the repo or anything else, it will just check out the code for which this workflow runs. So in this case, our code. The next thing is that we want to actually install Node.js on this machine, the Ubuntu latest. You can do other things like running containers, which we'll talk about in other tutorials, but in here we're just going to install Node within this Ubuntu. So we'll do actions. GitHub Actions provides a setup Node version, and then we'll do with, because we want to tell it what version of Node. I think it's version 12. We're doing 12.x right now. Cool. Then, oops, no version. Cool. So then after we do that and this installs Node, then we can just run our regular pipeline. So we just do npm CI, which installs your code. Oops, I forgot to say run. npm CI, and you can put name on stages, like you can do name here and call it like running CI if you wanted to, and then it will actually pop it. We'll do it right now for the hell of it, so you guys can see it. Excuse my language. So then we'll do running. Cool. Then we'll do npm run lint. And we can just say, instead of running CI, we can just say installing packages, and then, whoops. And then we'll do name, we'll say running linter, run lint. Cool. So that's our first stage. And what we're going to do is push this real quick just to make sure that everything is working. Yes, I'm pushing straight to master, don't judge me. Let's see. Push initial pipeline. Oh, and because this is going to release unpublished, we're just going to change this real quick and just do on push. And then we'll say, I think that should just work. And the reason why I'm running on push right now is because I just want to make sure that my initial setup is correct. And we're going to push to NPM initially. You don't have to do this, like I'm just showing you so you can see it, but I'm going to show you how, we're just going to push to NPM from the push, just so you can see how the pipeline works, make sure that's working, and then we'll change the trigger to the release, because we want to make sure at least it's working. Cool. So this, as you can see, this runs CI, and our naming convention is there. As you can see it, installing packages. It ran that, then it ran the linter passes, of course. Cool. Awesome. All right, so we're back to VS Code. It turns out that I forgot to transition, therefore I was talking while showing you just GitHub. Yeah, so I'm repeating myself again. Anyways, I'm doing it for you guys so you guys can see exactly what I was doing. You guys probably don't want to just hear my voice and looking at GitHub. That's kind of weird. So let's get to it. So we're back to VS Code. As I was saying, we have our job CI. Now we're going to set up our publish package CI. There's basically going to be the same thing. I'm just going to steal all of this. Why? Because I don't feel like typing it again. Probably a bad idea. See how my typing is run? So I need to pay attention. So the only difference now is that we're going to add a registry URL. The reason why we're setting up the registry URL is so that we can make sure our node package is set up to be pushed to that registry. This registry can be whatever. Oh, and I copy and paste it from my notes. I don't feel like memorizing it. But this could be anything. Like, it could be a registry from GitHub, it could be Artifactory, it could be whatever you host your repo. You just need to make sure that you set up your NPM token when you actually publish. So when we say publish, we're just gonna name it. And again, you don't have to name them. Like, this could just be like run npm publish if you wanted it to, but we're gonna name it because we're not savages and we want to make sure everything looks pretty, right? So we're gonna say publishing package, excuse me. So then npm publish, and because we need to make sure that the environment variables are set for our npm publishing, we're gonna provide a token. This token, you can create it, and then I'm gonna put the let me go to show you where to get your token from. So you can go to create and viewing authentication tokens for npm registry. I'm gonna put that in the description to help you guys out, but depending on what you're using, it'll tell you how to create the token. I already did the work behind on the background, so I put my token in my secrets for GitHub. So what will happen is that you'll get a token, then you're going to create a secret. Let's call it yet another token. Oops. Call it yet. Oops. Can't type for. Call it yet another token, right? And then here's where you'll paste your token, right? Make sure that you. I'm not gonna show you what it is, but anyways, so we add the secret, and now what will happen? Oh, by the way, this is these secrets are the repository secrets, but I also have organizational secrets because I created a Meroware organization. So it depends on what you want to do. The different organizational secrets just get everywhere to whatever repo you want to assign it to, and repository secrets are specific for this repo. So these secrets, the way that you actually access them from the workflow, let me show you right now, is run drum roll. First, we need to get the node out token. We need to create node out token, and then so you do that. You put lowercase secrets, and then whatever it is. Nope, not that one. Where is it? So I'm copying the name from GitHub right now, and then you would do that. See, it's the same name that was in GitHub. This would access it, rename whatever variable you gave the secret, the value, into the node token, and then provide that node token to npm publish. For our case, this doesn't mean anything. We're actually going to put the token. That's the name of the one that we created. It's just called auth token, node auth token. Like if you remember, it's called node auth token. We're going to delete the one that we created just for showing you. Then node auth token, cool, we're good. And we'll go back to the repo, and this should be good. Again, we're probably going to end up publishing version 1, which is fine, it's whatever. It's and we make sure to put a note on the README to make sure that to say like, hey, not meant for an actually library installation usage, but instead for educational tools. So don't actually use this as a library because it does nothing. So we're going to now publish again, and what this is going to do is actually going to run the publish. Job setup in portfolio. This is going to actually publish. Let's see. I just pushed that code. So if we go back to GitHub and we go to actions. Oh, we failed. We have another error. Great. I should probably put anyways, this basically is saying you have an error on your YAML syntax in line 21. Great. So I put an extra tab that I didn't need. Great. All right. So what's going to happen is that, what's happening is that NPM publish package is going to run after CI without stopping, which is not what we want. If the CI job fails, meaning the linter fails, test fail, whatever you want fails, we don't want to publish the package. So what we need is that GitHub created this tag called needs CI. And what this is doing is basically saying, hey, I will not run unless the CI job completes successfully. So it's pretty straightforward. So we're just gonna add that. Add needs CI step. Whoops. Let's push it up. Cool. And we'll go back to GitHub. Fresh. Cool. That's gonna run it, and it did not pick up my job. And there is okay, so this is what happened. So before, let's go back. Let's explain what just happened. So before we created this push, it created the CI and the publish package job consecutively, so it will run both at the same time. It will run this job and then start to run this job, but I canceled it, right? So what now is happening is that when I add this CI step, the idea is that now, did you see that? Now it showed, it did the CI and then it did the publish package. So that's good. That means that it's saying that it's not going to complete unless the CI happens. So it's complaining about my publishing. Hopefully I'm not showing trade secrets. Forbidden registry. Example, you must verify your email before publishing a new package. Great. We'll be right back while I go do that. Oh, that's hilarious. All right, I'm going to switch you guys to transition to VS Code while I go. The things that happen, right? So, this is the third time that we have to do this. You'll see that it's version 103 because the first time I forgot to share transition, so you guys were stuck on VS Code while I was in GitHub explaining what was happening. The second time my camera ran out of battery, so there was no audio. So hopefully, all right. So let's get back to it. So, you were in VS Code. Oh, crazy stuff. First time, man. We'll get better. It's all good. So we changed these on release types, and we released the push. So when we push, if we go back to GitHub, you'll see that there were no more pipelines running. Now we need to do an NPM version because we want to make sure that we actually, before we release to NPM registry, that our package JSON has the same version that we're actually going to release in GitHub. So I'm doing NPM patch to actually get this to 103. So you can see I did NPM patch and I pushed that. Cool. So then we go back to GitHub. Now that we have that version in our package, you can see there, we go to tags, and then we go to releases, and we're going to create a new release, and hopefully you guys can actually see this. You get audio, you get, oh man, it's gonna be exciting. Anyway, so we go to 3, then we're gonna do that's 3, then we do 1.103, cool. Then we just do release, release a third time to properly share screen. Anyways, so we're going to hit publish. What that's going to do, that's actually should trigger our pipeline. Good, boom, triggered. So what's happening here is that all our commits didn't, these were the pushes, right? It actually shows the title as a push. Now it's showing the release because we trigger the pipeline through a release, so it puts the title of that. So it makes it way easier. So it's going to run CI first, again. The cool thing here, guys, is like if you have a group of 4 or 5 people or whatever, they don't have to have like separate tokens to actually publish to NPM for the same package. You can just create one token of one admin and put it in your workflow, and then now everybody can create releases within your team after having the PR approved for that version. So it's actually very cool stuff. Now it's doing the publish package, and we wait a minute, installing packages. And again, this is totally free for anybody that has like public repos. Ooh, okay, wait, I'll be back to that. So it publish, right? And then if we go to get NPM, then you'll see 103. Boom, there you go. See, super easy, super fast, and like, I mean, again, this is free, according to GitHub. And I mean, I've been using it for a while. So GitHub Actions, it's free for the public, for public repositories. If you have, again, like if you're in a school or if you're working and you want to do your own libraries, this is the easiest way to deploy, and you can do whatever you want with this. We'll go more into in depth with other things that you can do with these workflows later. But if you have like private packages for whatever reason, and you don't want to share that code with anybody, then GitHub provides 2,000 minutes for GitHub free, meaning that you can run pipelines for 2,000 minutes for free. So what that means, this pipeline took, let's go back, 2 minutes. So what that means is like, sometimes it tells you available. For some reason, it's not showing me right now, but it's 2 minutes out of those 2,000. That means that you can actually run this pipeline 1,000 times, and on a private repo. And let's say that your test takes like, I don't know, 2 minutes or 3 minutes or 4 minutes just to do the division, and you can do that many run times. Now, if you have a busy repo and it's private, you do have to pay more, but this is more like this is more for like those that are like private. Like, this is providing free tools to people that didn't have it before, like enterprises and things used to have this, but now literally we're getting this for free, and it's like a hidden gem. So again, I hope you guys like this video. I hope you took as much information out of it as you could. Appreciate you guys for joining this first video. I apologize for all the craziness and all the technical difficulties, but it's the first video. Again, it'll get better, and please join me. I'm going to do this every week. I'm going to try to give like as much how-to tutorials and a bunch of random stuff that has to do with like Node, integration of tools, and just career growth overall. Again, thank you for joining me this week. Have a wonderful week, and yeah. All right, I think we got it.